Hi. I'm Grace. I'm 25 years old. 3 months ago, I bought the most beautiful wedding dress I had ever seen. I stood in front of the mirror. I smiled. Because, in just 90 days, I was going to marry the love of my life. His name was Noah. We had been together for 4 years. He wasn't just my fiancé. He was my best friend. Or, at least, that's what I believed. I still remember the day he proposed. It was raining. He got down on one knee. He looked into my eyes and said, "Grace, I don't want forever without you." I cried. Then I whispered, "Yes." That was the happiest day of my life. I immediately called my best friend. Her name was Emily. She screamed with excitement. She hugged me and said, "I'm going to make your wedding perfect." I smiled. Because I trusted her more than anyone. The next few weeks were beautiful. Emily helped me choose flowers, choose decorations, choose my wedding dress. She even came with me to every wedding appointment. Sometimes she knew more about my wedding than I did. One evening, I wasn't feeling well. So, I asked Emily to meet Noah and collect our wedding invitation cards. She smiled. "Don't worry. I'll take care of everything." I thanked her. I had no reason to doubt her. Days passed. Something started changing. Noah became busy. He stopped calling every night. His replies became shorter. When I asked, "Is everything okay?" he smiled and said, "Work is stressful." I believed him. Because love makes you trust even when your heart feels uncomfortable. One Saturday, I went to Noah's apartment without telling him. I wanted to surprise him. I bought his favorite cheesecake. I smiled as I reached his door. Just before I knocked, I heard laughter. A woman's laughter. It sounded familiar. My heart started beating faster. The door slowly opened. I looked inside. And everything stopped. Noah was standing beside Emily, my best friend. She wasn't just standing beside him. She was wearing my engagement ring. The same ring Noah had placed on my finger 3 months earlier. Neither of them had seen me. The cheesecake slipped from my hands. It hit the floor. The sound made them both turn around. Emily's smile. Noah looked at me. His face turned pale. No one said a word. I looked at them. Then, at my ring on Emily's hand. I whispered, "Tell me. This is a nightmare." The room was silent. Nobody moved. Nobody spoke. I looked at Noah. Then at Emily. Finally, I asked, "Why?" Emily lowered her head. She couldn't even look at me. Noah took one step forward. He whispered, "Grace, please let me explain." I laughed. Not because something was funny. Because my heart didn't know how to react. I slowly removed the wedding invitation from my bag. I looked at it. Then, I tore it into small pieces. They fell to the floor. Just like our future. I looked at Noah. My voice was shaking. When did this start?" Noah closed his eyes. Then quietly answered, "About 2 months ago." 2 months. For 2 months, he smiled at me. For 2 months, Emily hugged me. For 2 months, they watched me plan my own wedding. while hiding the truth. I couldn't breathe. Emily started crying. She reached for my hand. I quickly stepped back. "Don't touch me." She froze. Then whispered, "I'm sorry." I looked at her. Tears filled my eyes. "You're sorry? You helped me choose my wedding dress. You told me you're going to be the most beautiful bride." My voice broke. "Were you laughing at me every time I smiled?" Emily cried harder. But she had no answer. I turned to Noah. "Did you ever love me?" He looked at the floor. After a long silence, he replied, "I did." Those two words destroyed me. Did? Not do. I smiled sadly. Then I took the engagement ring off my finger. I walked toward Noah, placed it in his hand, and quietly said, "Keep it. It doesn't belong to me anymore." I walked away. Neither of them tried to stop me. 3 weeks passed. I didn't answer anyone's calls. I deleted every wedding photo, packed away my wedding dress, and tried to start over. Then, one morning, an envelope arrived. There was no name. I opened it. Inside was a wedding invitation. I looked at the bride's name. Emily. I looked at the groom's name. Noah. The wedding date was next Saturday. At the bottom, someone had written, by hand, "Grace. I know I don't deserve this, but I hope you'll come." I stared at the invitation for a long time. Then, I made a decision no one expected. I picked up my phone, looked at the invitation, and quietly said, "I'll be there." I wanted to say goodbye to the life I almost had. The wedding day arrived. I wore a simple blue dress. Not white. Not black. Just blue. I looked at myself in the mirror. I smiled. It wasn't a happy smile. It was a smile of acceptance. When I reached the wedding hall, everyone looked at me. Some people whispered. Some people felt sorry for me. Others couldn't believe I actually came. I ignored every single look. I walked inside. Then, I saw Noah. He was standing at the altar. He looked at me. For a few seconds, he couldn't move. His smile disappeared. Emily also saw me. She slowly walked toward me. Her eyes were filled with tears. She whispered, "Grace. Thank you for coming." I smiled politely. But I didn't answer. A few minutes later, the ceremony began. The music started. Emily walked down the aisle. Everyone stood up. I also stood. I watched the man I once dreamed of marrying, holding another woman's hand. It hurt. More than anything. But I didn't cry. Not anymore. The priest smiled. Then asked Noah, "Do you take Emily to be your lawfully wedded wife?" Noah looked at Emily. Then, for 1 second, he looked at me. Our eyes met. I smiled. A small, peaceful smile. As if I was saying, "Go. This chapter is over." Noah slowly turned back. Then answered, "I do." The rings were exchanged. Everyone clapped. The ceremony ended. People started celebrating. I quietly walked toward the exit. Before I reached the door, someone called my name. "Grace." It was Noah. He walked toward me. His eyes were wet. He quietly said, "I'm sorry." I looked at him. Then smiled. "Noah. I don't hate you." He looked surprised. I continued. "The person who broke my heart also taught me that I deserve someone Who will never make me question my place in their life. He lowered his head. Unable to speak. I turned to Emily. She was crying. I gently held her hand. And said, take care of him. And never make each other feel the way you made me feel. Emily broke down in tears. She whispered, I'm sorry. I smiled. Not because the pain was gone, but because I was finally letting it go. I walked out. I looked at the sky. And whispered. Some people don't enter your life to stay forever. They enter to teach you what real love should never feel like. 6 months later, I started a new job. I moved to a new city. I made new friends. And one evening, while sitting in a small coffee shop, someone smiled at me and said, is this seat taken? I smiled back. This time, without fear, without pain, without looking back. Because sometimes the end of one love story is simply the beginning of a better one.